Maybe an impossible question, but as a pianist, all my music features piano and is classical orchestral based. Does this put me at a disadvantage in any way, do you think? By this I mean, does it greatly limit my sync potential in your opinion? Absolutely not, man. Piano is probably the most universal and versatile instrument out there. You can use piano in rock. You can use piano in corporate music. You can use piano in classical orchestral music. You can use piano in trailer music. So piano is a great instrument. I think same for those of you that play just, guitar is kind of like you have to throw guitar in everything. That's basically me. I like to throw guitar in a lot of stuff. That's a great instrument as well. So no. And if you are really gifted with the piano, you can actually compose, you can actually create music fairly quickly. It's just kind of second nature to you. You're actually at a huge advantage because I'll tell you one thing. In fourth grade, my parents put me in piano lessons and I only made it for about 6 months and then I gave up because piano wasn't cool, right? And to this day, I really regret that because I think having real competent piano skills is probably the most important instrument you can learn for producing music. Because think about it. Everything you do is coming through your keyboard, your drums, your strings, your synths, your basses, mostly, right? You might plug in a couple of things here and there, but at least 90% of what you're doing these days is all coming through your MIDI keyboard. So if you've got skills, you've got finger skills, you've got piano skills, you've got some music theory understanding, you can get around there with chords and leads and progressions and all that kind of stuff. You're at a huge advantage, actually. So hopefully that's encouraging to you and to anybody else who, you might have one instrument like guitar, or maybe it's bass or maybe whatever it is, and you really play that and you want to throw it on a lot of your stuff. There's pretty much a way to throw that into almost every single style you can possibly think of. Obviously, you change how you produce, how you write the songs, how you perform the piano, right? It's going to change on what you're going to do. So no, I think classical, orchestral, trailer music, corporate music, inspirational, advertising friendly music, which sounds like kind of where you're at, you're on fire, man. Like you're in a really, really powerful position. So please don't ever let that be something that you think would hold you back in this business. Cause actually, I think you're going to get ahead more than most, actually having some real musicianship skills. That's another thing these days with technology moving the way it is, you have more and more people that don't have to actually know how to play an instrument creating music. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think there's a lot of these people that are like purists that say, well, music's all about actually, playing an instrument, that kind of thing. I don't buy that. I think music is just about putting an emotion into a piece of art, that people can hear and consume, and they feel whatever you are feeling, or they can feel some version of whatever it is you're feeling. And I don't care if you've never played in the piano, or you've never played the drums, or you've never done anything in a real quote unquote, instrumental fashion. If you're doing it all basically on your computer, but you're manipulating sort of MIDI, or you're manipulating your synths or whatever to create a new sort of emotion. This is just a new instrument, right? Your DAW is basically just a new instrument. Every single one of your synths and how you automate it and whatever you do with your MIDI keyboard, how you can kind of change the functions of it. It's all just an instrument, right? It's a new version of it. It might be uncomfortable for kind of like old school people who are used to not having so much kind of flexibility and control in a digital format in a sense. So I'm not really like a purist like that. I'm kind of more of like, if it's music, it's music. And I don't care how you got it there. I don't care how you produced it. If it's making somebody feel something, and it's giving somebody some emotion that you were intending, even if you're not intending it, but they're enjoying it in some way. I don't care how it got created, as long as it's there, right? And especially with this industry, it's really more about music that really does drive that emotion. And that's what libraries will care about. They don't care if you really plugged in your guitar and recorded a real guitar. If it sounds real enough, that's the key though, right? You do need to have a realistic sounding guitar. It doesn't have to be actually a real guitar. As long as it sounds believable enough and has that sort of human quality to it, enough of it believable, right? Then it passed the test. It's a Turing test, essentially, right? You've got something that kind of sounds like a human performance, but it's not really. But people really, really know the difference. And so you're just, okay, cool, this works, right? And that's all you really need is just a thumbs up. It's a thumbs up, thumbs down, binary reaction you're going for, okay? Hopefully that helps.